So this is at about 2,000 miles. Not too bad. A little more than I would have liked it to have been worn. All right. Happy day. Happy day. It's Wednesday, November 6th. Looks like we get another shot at trying to take this country back, right? Let's hope we don't blow it again. Tell you, I was pretty tired, first of all. I don't think I got to bed until like around 3 in the morning, 3:30, but I didn't sleep very well after that. I was just too amped up. Initially, I was very nervous about the governor's seat here in New Hampshire, which apparently, I didn't realize this, but it was the most hotly contested governor's seat in the nation. That doesn't surprise me. They've been working hard to take over New Hampshire. New Hampshire's weird. I don't understand it because every year, every term, we elect a Republican governor, and we typically have a Republican majority. I know 4 years ago we had a huge majority, Republican majority, but for the presidency, it always goes blue. I don't understand that. Is it female voters? Is it just people just hate Trump that much? I don't know. I know there's a huge amount of Trump support here in this area. I don't really understand it. Regardless, things are looking good. I hope we can take House and the Senate. That'd be even better. I know this county, which is Belknap County, we kicked ass again. Republicans swept it. And our Republican governor that they just elected, she won by quite a large margin. Last I checked, she was about 8 points ahead, so that was good. That was, I think, at only 50% counting. They called it at like 32% because they, and after they called it, the lead just kept growing and growing. So I was like, well, that's why they called it. I got my anti-fog insert. I don't really need it today. It is quite warm. It's got to be mid-60s already. It's going to be in the 70s today. Very strange, but I'm not complaining. So I'm very happy, very relieved, but at the same time, we have a lot of work to do. And we got to hold Trump to it. The first thing we need to do is get rid of this bullshit mail-in ballot stuff, that they implemented due to the emergency, fake emergency bullshit. That needs to go now. There's no more emergency. Bye-bye mail-in ballots. Obviously, reserve it for people that actually need it. The things I really want to see is I want to see him dismantle the Department of Education. I want to see them fix Title IX, I believe it's called, right, for the fairness in women's sports. Put that back the way it used to be and make it so they can't fuck with it again. because that's disgusting. Get all the illegal immigrants out, because that is a monster lying in wait. In 2 years, if those illegal immigrants aren't sent back to where they came from, the Democrats are going to redistrict, and they're going to give them voting rights. It's going to be just as bad as if Trump didn't win. So that needs to be a top priority. And I don't say that without any heart, but it shouldn't have happened in the first place. So now we got to clean up the mess. We're like the fucking janitors, right? The kids want to play, and now we got to pay. I also want to see some prosecutions. I want to see people brought to justice. I want to see everyone who was politically prosecuted for the January 6th, protests that the stupidest people in the world call an insurrection. Again, it's mind-boggling, the lack of education in this country. People just don't want to understand or read history. An insurrection is done with weapons. Okay? It's not. If there's no violent warfare, it's not an insurrection. If there's no guns, it's not an insurrection. Okay? It was a protest that really turned sour because of the federal government. They're the ones that started shooting people, so fuck them, as usual. So free those people, free those political prisoners, and prosecute the people that jailed them, and prosecute the people that spread the lies. Maybe it's still got their signs out. These Democrat signs will be here for like a month. No joke. You know why? Because the people that put them there don't live in New Hampshire. So they got to make the trip back to New Hampshire to pick up all their signs. That's the thing that scared me the most about New Hampshire, is because I know, and I read this, I confirmed this too, not even trying to, but New Hampshire is so isolated. We're on our own here between this fucking leftist, shithole Northeast. Like, if you look at Vermont's election results, it's like absolutely disgusting. It's like almost 70% went to Harris. Like, there's something very wrong with those people. Like, what the hell happened to Vermont? So, anyway, the point is that's what scares me about New Hampshire, is because we're really on our own. And, no one really cares that much because it's only 4 electoral votes. And then I confirmed reading, like, Trump barely spent any money in this state for his campaign. So Kelly Ayotte or whatever, she was really on her own. We do have a super PAC here that fundraises. They spend a good amount of money on her. I knew she was going to do well. They knew, obviously, that's why they spent the money on her over other candidates. Look, all the Democrat signs are still out. Now, the one thing we lost, unfortunately, is I don't think it got flipped. I think the Democrat held this seat anyway, but one congressional seat that Goodlander won. And I'll tell you, just by watching her talk, I'm very good at profiling people. I've always been. I could tell just from watching her talk that she is a vile human being. She's a liar, a very good liar. She's attractive. She's very polished. You're going to have to watch that one. That's bad news right there. And Lily Tang called her out on, her like the Democrats, they always pretend that they're like one of the people, but they're, it's always a lie. They're always like millionaires. So this bitch, Goodlander, she's got like a fucking $1 million mansion in Portsmouth, and she's trying to act like she understands the plight of the working class, the working, the blue collar, whatever you want to call them. And Lily Tang called her out on it. Now, I knew Lily Tang wasn't going to do well because I felt she was a little bit too emotional. I don't think that flies with a lot of people, especially in New Hampshire. But yeah, back to, I said to my wife, the reason I'm so worried about New Hampshire, because if it had gone to the Democrats, it would have gotten very dark very quick. All that corruption would have just flooded in. If they took the governor's seat, it would have got, it would have just become another welfare state like the rest of New England, and they would have had permanent control. I gotta say, I'm shocked at how stupid Vermont is. Like, and it's not just from the election results, but when I was watching that sort of documentary from that guy who is showing what happened to that little town in Vermont, what is it, Battleboro, I think? And he was talking to some of the women there. It's like, this one woman in particular, I was shocked. The woman that said that she didn't, after he made the video, she basically wanted to be cut out of it. It was shocking to me that after everything that's happened, after the Democrat politicians that lied to your face, she still tried to say good things about this mayor. Like, oh, she is trying. After they just determined and she agreed and acknowledged that she's working, in cahoots with Soros, one of Soros' organizations. But she then tries to sort of like deny the reality. And when I saw that, I said to my wife, wow, that bitch is stupid. And then a few days later, the guy comes out with the video saying she wanted to be removed from the video because she was being critical of the regime that is running that area, pretty much all of Vermont. What does that tell you? I don't know, fear and stupidity. She said, oh, she's giving people credit, at least where credit's due. Nah, don't make that mistake, because Republicans have done this for decades, like trying to make inroads, trying to extend, the olive branch or whatever they call it. No, these people want you dead. Don't stop being idiots. There is a lot of Trump support here. Basically, you see a lot of Harris signs. You saw a lot of Harris signs if you watch a lot of my videos, and it's disgusting. But the reality is those are really the only Democrats. If you see people with no signs, 9 out of 10 times they're Trump supporters. I can confirm that because I don't put out signs. My neighbors don't put out signs. I just drove by a house there. You got someone like this idiot. He's got Harris signs, Trump for prison, blah, 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 blah. moron, right? And then you got this idiot with rainbows and hot air balloons that says Harris Waltz. But they're over there, there's no other signs on this road. And then back there, there's that nice house, and their garage, their barn was open, and I saw a big Trump flag in there. So people keep it to themselves. I don't understand, though, how New Hampshire internally is a red state, but they always vote for a Democrat president. I think the last time, I should say they don't vote for Trump for president. So, I don't, like I said, I think there's a lot of women, a lot of people in this state that just don't like Trump for whatever reason, because they're either weak guys with no cojones, or they're just your bullshit, sanctimonious La La Land female voters of New England. We want to help everybody. Trump is mean. He's a big meanie. We don't like him. I'm going to try not to be too offensive, but I have a real chip on my shoulder about that. I got to do an oil change. It's been about 3,500 miles since I've done one. But the best part now is I don't have to see shitty fucking political commercials and stupid fucking signs. I was really hoping New Hampshire would get. I was really hoping Trump would take New Hampshire, even though it's only 4. But just for my own pride, because this state is so great. When you look at a lot of other states, Sununu really did a fantastic job, and I was not happy to see him go. We'll see how Kelly does. I mean, he endorsed Kelly, and she says she's going to stay on the Sununu path, as she put it, so we'll see. But I was saying, New Hampshire hasn't gone for a Republican president since one of the Bushes, which is incredibly bizarre to me. But yeah, they were trying hard. The feds were trying hard to take New Hampshire, and I knew they were gonna. I knew Goodlander was gonna win because they poured all their money into her. They knew Joyce Craig was not going to win, so they kind of left that alone. Lily Tang did very well, but I think she needs some coaching. See, there's signs here. I don't know if it's a fucking horse trail or what. Because they got like the snowmobile, like the orange diamond with the arrow. The last thing I need is to go down that trail. It's got a chain across it, but who gives a fuck? Last thing I need to do is go down that trail and run into a bunch of fucking horse snobs. Happy days, man. Happy days ahead. We got 4 years to fix this bitch. Let's go by the farm here. Do a circle and shoot back home. Wife's working today, so I don't have all day. The only thing about these anti-fog inserts is they give you a little bit of doubling vision-wise, but it's better than fog, I guess. Not I guess, it is better than fog. Yeah, it would have been great if Trump could have taken New Hampshire. It was great for a while, even when Fox was calling it for cackles. It was still great for quite a while, all the way up into the early morning hours. So because there's a lot of independents here, So I was hopeful. Yes, the inserts just got fog all around it. So I got this little clear window to look through. It's pretty funny. Gosh, we gotta wait all the way till January. It's kind of a bummer, huh? Got a road grader here. Oh, shit. I should be able to make it. Shrinkos did good over the fresh sand there. Oh, yeah. Well, I got some fresh dirt here. Cool. Let's see how it goes. Nice. It's like that guy must have found out that we just put fresh dirt down. He's going ride it already. I gotta go slow because there's people here. I don't want to rip anything up. I'm not skating at all. It's pretty nice. It's the first good test I've had on these tires as far as loose dirt like that. And now we loop back around. I saw a video of a couple did a video of this road. This is a long dirt road here. I don't even really like divulging the location because I don't want it to become a tourist attraction. So they did this really nice video, and I was like, oh man, made my videos look like shit. You know, it's like there was like actual good editing and drones and those pole cameras, whatever they are, you know, really nice quality music and all that stuff. It's like, I could have done that, but I don't have the time or motivation to do something like that. Oh yeah, so I got one of the things I got in the mail yesterday that I was hoping would take my mind off of all the election nonsense. I bought one of those Evercades, the VRs, you know, that like the console. It just seemed cool to me. I was showing my wife. She's like, "Oh, it is cool," because like I've got emulator boxes, I've got emulators up and down, left and right, but it's cool to have like cartridges. It's cool to have like a product, you know, that you can just buy like new games, like the old days. And I hooked it up and tested it out a little bit, but I couldn't enjoy myself with anything yesterday because I was just so nervous about the election. So, but I played it a little bit this morning while I was having my coffee. And very cool, very cool. I got one of my wife's favorite game series is the Legacy of Kain series, and sure enough, they licensed those like. One, you know, the original Legacy of Kain and Soul Reaver, they actually got the license for that to be able to put them out on cartridge, and very nice. There's a lot of dithering on Soul Reaver. I don't remember if the PS1 version had that much dithering, but it doesn't bother me, and it plays really well. Like very consistent frame rates. it's so cool to have that game on a cartridge. You know? And I got Tomb Raider coming today, and they're so cheap. They're like 20, 25 bucks a cartridge, and they, like the Tomb Raider comes with Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3, so you're getting 3 games for 25 bucks. But yeah, the Evercade's really, really nice product, and they're coming out with a new one. And it's going to come with the Tomb Raider games, I think 1, 2, and 3, for $100, $99. And they come in a really nice box, like a sort of mini Sega Genesis looking old school box. That sort of clamshell plastic box. Really nice artwork and a color manual. So they really put out a nice product. I don't know where they're from. I think the UK, which doesn't surprise me, considering their love of microelectronics. I mean, I believe Raspberry Pis, last I checked, they're fucking made in the UK. How awesome is that? I'd love to be able to make something like that in this country, but we've sold all our industry to China. One thing about the Trump victory, I don't know if I mentioned this, but it's astounding how hard he had to fight. I mean, he fought the entire establishment. He fought harder than anybody I have ever seen in my lifetime just to become president. So I have to ask, why? Does he really love his country that much? I'm a cynic. I think he absolutely does love his country. Is that the only reason? I'm leaving that open to interpretation. We'll see how things go. Yeah, it's on the another angle is that it's really kind of frightening how hard a good person has to fight to beat the system, even a multi-billionaire like Trump. What chance do we have, right? Well, if he can do what I hope he can do, then hopefully we'll have a better chance if we ever want to. Weirdos. Why are firefighters always such weirdos? I remember my brother did the firefighter training in Connecticut there. And even after doing that, he had a hard time finding a department because they're so cliquey and they're just weirdos. It's like a little secret society. Oh boy, does that smell good. That just smelled like clam chowder. Oh dear Lord, now I know what I have to have for dinner tonight. That's what I'm going to go buy. Some bunko clam chowder in a can.